We talk a lot about Terra Luna Classic hitting $1. But do you guys want to know the actual truth behind what this means for Terra Luna Classic to hit $1 and what it would actually take to make this a possibility? A lot of people talk about the market cap of Terra Luna Classic when they address the $1 situation and say for Terra Luna Classic to hit $1, the market cap would have to be so insane, it's just impossible for us to ever achieve that. Then let's break down what it would actually take for Terra Luna Classic to hit $1, because this is not something that's going to happen tomorrow. It's not going to happen the next week. It's not going to happen the next month. It's probably not going to happen the next year. This is a long-term goal, but that doesn't mean it's impossible. So when people say for Terra Luna Classic to hit $1, the market cap would just have to go so insanely high, it's just not reasonable. This is what they mean. So right now, we're looking at a circulating supply just shy of 6 trillion. You probably all are very familiar with this. What this means is like at current price, we have a $1 billion market cap. Now, if we made a price go up to the 5 level, we'd be looking at basically a $3 billion market cap. If we went up, we dropped to 0, we'd be looking at basically $6 billion market cap. Now we're starting to talk about things like Shiba Inu. We're going to circle back to Shiba Inu in a second. But you guys can see pretty clearly right now, Shiba Inu about a $7 billion market cap. So for us to go up to, let's say, about this $6 billion market cap level, it's not super insanely unrealistic, but it's definitely a big jump. However, that's far from $1. We're a couple of zeros off from hitting $1. So let's keep going here. If we end up going to 1 cent, let's jump down to here. We're looking at a $60 billion market cap. Well, shoot, now we're looking at a multiple of Shiba Inu, a multiple of what Doge is right now. However, we keep going down this list. Let's say we wanted to hit Terra Luna Classic to 10 cents. And again, this is all assuming that we don't burn our total supply at all, which we all know burns are so critical for our messaging, for our goals. And I'm going to explain that later on. But assuming we don't do any burns and we keep our total circulating supply the same, you're looking at basically a $600 billion market cap for Terra Luna Classic. That's insane. I'm going to show you why here in just a second. But if we keep going, we get down to 50 cents, you're looking at basically a $3 trillion market cap. If you get down to $1, you're looking at a 6 trillion market cap. This is an insane objective for Terra Luna Classic, and this is why people go, there's no way we can hit $1. We are never going to have a $6 trillion market cap, and the reason is because when we look at other cryptocurrencies, Ethereum could be our prime example. Ethereum's a massive cryptocurrency. At the peak of Ethereum, you're looking at about that $570 billion market cap, which if we go back over to our chart, that's right about Terra Luna Classic at 10 cents would be equal to the all-time high of Ethereum. And so again, if we do not burn, we would have to equal the Ethereum market cap all-time high for Terra Luna Classic to hit 10 cents. If we want to go to $1, we would have to 10x the all-time high for Ethereum market cap. And then you can also look at another example. So Shiba Inu is another great one. If we scroll down, the all-time high for Shiba Inu is about $40 billion. Again, this would be right around this about 1 cent level. So this may be 1 cent. Maybe we can have precedent. Maybe we can say, yeah, we can hit around that Shiba Inu threshold, or Dogecoin is another example. They had about an $80 billion market cap. So yeah, maybe we could hit 1 cent, but $1 making us 10 times the all-time high of Ethereum, that just doesn't make sense. So let's break down what it would actually take for Terra Luna Classic to hit $1 and what those numbers actually look like. But before we do that, if you guys are enjoying this video, please be sure to smash the like button down below and also turn on your notification bell so you don't miss another one like this. Okay, let's dive into it. So if we hop over, switch tabs here real quick, you can see a couple things. Let me zoom out so it's a little bit easier for us to see. Okay, perfect. You should be able to see this. So there's a couple objectives that we need to hit. And again, this is showing a 5-year projection. These are going to be pretty big numbers for us to try and accomplish. Okay, so let's show what it would actually take for Terra Luna Classic to hit $1 in, let's say, about a 5-year time frame. Now, to be clear, I'm not saying that this is going to happen. I'm showing the numbers of if we want $1 in 5 years, what are the things that we would need to accomplish? So let's break that down. First, let's start off with market cap. This is something that we just went over here. So this will probably make the most sense. So right now, again, about a $1 billion market cap. As we go down the future, we're probably going to stay maybe that 1 to 2 range for a little while. Maybe we'll have the market not do so well for a little bit, and that's why Terra Luna Classic's not going to go too crazy. But ideally, over time, we can get the markets to turn around. We can go into a bull market. Maybe we can hit all-time highs, and we could see Terra Luna Classic potentially hit like $100 billion market cap in 5 years. Now again, Shiba Inu peaked at about 40 billion, Dogecoin about 80 billion. So you're talking having to go bigger than Dogecoin. But this is what we would need to hit. Now, if we go up to the volume numbers, the really interesting thing here is this plays into our burns. And since we have a 0.2% burn tax, the more transaction volume you can have, the more Terra Luna Classic will be burned over time. So let's say for the next 3 months, we get pretty low burns. But then this is where things get really difficult. We would have to have burns just skyrocket. We'd have to have volume over $5 billion for a couple of years straight daily. This is daily volume numbers, guys. We would have to have insane volume numbers for Terra Luna Classic to be able to hit this $1 threshold in about 5 years. Now, in reality, it's probably not going to happen. We have seen numbers where we get billions of dollars of daily transaction volume numbers. For example, when we were in the last bull market, we had some coins, not even Ethereum or Bitcoin, some other coins, some altcoins have over $10 billion of daily transaction volume. But we would really have to strive for this. This is an extreme change for us to go from where we are right now. If we go to look at Terra Luna Classic right now and we zoom out, let's just look at like a 30-day chart. You can see this average daily volume numbers. You're about 100 to about at the peak right here, about $300 million. You're talking we need to over 10x that and maintain that every single day for a couple years straight. And you are quite literally needing to burn 99% of the total supply for Terra Luna Classic. This is where we need to be honest with ourselves and say, yeah, maybe we could hit a $100 billion market cap. It would definitely be a challenge, but maybe it's possible. But $5 billion of daily volume over a couple of years straight, that's going to be extremely difficult and unlikely. And this is where we need to talk about, well, maybe Terra Luna Classic to $1 isn't a 5-year goal even. Maybe this is like a 10-year, 20-year goal where hopefully at some point in the distant future, we can hit a $1 Terra Luna Classic, but it's not a next week. This is not a next week. This is not a next month. This is not a this year kind of a thing for Terra Luna Classic to hit $1. We can maybe hit a cent. Like that's a possibility. Again, not for the next week or next month, but maybe a year or two we could hit a cent. But this, looking at a 5-year projection, in my opinion, this is highly unlikely. It's not impossible. You can see the numbers here in front of you as to what it would take to make that possible. And you can see that this has kind of happened. These kind of volume numbers, this kind of market cap is possible, but it's going to be very difficult for us to accomplish. So we shouldn't give up on the goal of Terra Luna Classic to $1. I feel like it represents something symbolic for us. It represents us coming back from the fallen cryptocurrency that we were, reviving ourselves fully back to some of our original potential here. We shouldn't give up on that, but it's important for us to set our sights on a little bit more realistic goals for the coming couple years. Again, this is like when you're looking at doing your savings, you're looking at investing, this $1 is like retirement. That is your end goal here, but maybe you're 30, 40 years away from retirement. So let's look at what can you actually get maybe in the next couple of years? Where do you want your investment portfolio to go over the next couple of years? And this is where we need to look at Terra Luna Classic to 1 cent instead. And if you want to know what would it take for Terra Luna Classic to hit 1 cent, check out this video up here and I will catch you all in the next one.